Everybody, Joe Thomas here, just outside Villa Park after another frenetic match involving Everton. Another game where we're walking away from in disappointment after Everton fallen to a 4th defeat of the Premier League season. That's 4 defeats from 4. Look, I think some perspective is needed. I think this was always going to be a very difficult game. One of the worst points about the collapse against Bournemouth was the realisation that this came next and that things might get worse before they get better. But I also kind of think that Everton need to find ways to stop finding new ways to confound a long-suffering support base, because it feels like they're coming up with new ways every week now to try and do the unthinkable, and they kind of did that again today. But there are 2 ways of reading this game, I think. On the one hand, you can say, look, Everton got a lot of injuries, came up here against a Champions League opponent, scored 2 goals, could have scored more, had opportunities to increase their advantage, had opportunities to swing the momentum back in their favour after they had lost it. They put up a fight today and in difficult circumstances nearly came away with something. But I think also that's probably the wrong way to look at this, because I think really there are some patterns that are starting to show themselves in how Everton's season is unfolding. It's 4 consecutive defeats now, and in every one of them I think Everton have been complicit in their own downfall. I think there have been games where they've essentially collapsed. They've lost that psychological resilience that was there last season, which was so important. And on the one hand, you can say this is a very different game to the one against Bournemouth a fortnight ago, but actually, the only difference really was that, against Bournemouth it was a car crash happening in 9 minutes, they hurtled towards oblivion. Tonight it was a slow motion one. Once Watkins got that first goal back, there was an inevitability about them getting a second and then maybe a third, and I think there's a danger in just assuming that Everton's problems right now lie just with injuries and a bit of bad luck and a few individual mistakes and a worldie, as Sean Dyche said it from John Duran. Dyche was keen to explain away Bournemouth as a freak incident that perhaps didn't need over-analysing. I think now that the question for answers, for deeper lying questions that are within the squad probably needs to start, and answers need to be found quickly.